as I said, we've got two adjustments for the front end. We've got our camber. So if my hands are the tires, the camber will be how the bottom of the tires are pitched. You want your camber equal on both right and left. We do not call out a certain measurement. There's a leaf spring. There's no leaf spring on one side to the other. We want that leaf spring centered. If the leaf spring is more to the right or to the left, you will see your tires angled more to the right or to the left. To take this measurement, you take a framing square and you take a look at the distance or the gap, bottom of the tire, the sidewall of the tire, or the sidewall of the wheel. You take this measurement, you walk around to the other side, you take a measurement on the other side, and you want an equal distance on both sides. So we don't say they need to be an inch or a half inch or whatever that means. We just said equal amount on the driver and the passenger side. If it's equal, then that leaf spring is centered the way it needs to be. Now, if you see that you have to make a measure or make an adjustment, the toe plate. The toe plate here. That toe plate has got 4 bolts. You got a toe plate, you got a leaf spring, and then you got your shock tower. And those 4 bolts are going to sandwich that leaf spring in place. So what you're going to do is you're going to loosen those 4 bolts. It's going to loosen the distance in here. And I've got a centric bolt. That centric bolt has got an oblong head on it. So what's going to happen is I'm going to take and turn that centric bolt, and it will move that leaf spring one way or the other. I will center that up, take my measurements, equal amount of distance on both sides, I tighten everything back up. Simple enough. That's going to be for camber. The next adjustment you will have will be your toe. Toe will either be toed in, straight, or toe down. We want the cars, when we send them, leave them from the factory, we want the front ends to be toed in a little bit. 2 reasons. If it's just sitting here and it's toed in, which means the distance between the front of the tires are more narrow than the back of the tires. If you have it toed in, and when you sit on it, you put weight on the front end, it'll adjust down a little bit, but mainly when you accelerate. When you step on the accelerator pedal, what's the front of this car going to do? It's going to take off. When it takes off, your tires that are toed in a little bit will track straight. Now, if you look at a tire and they're completely straight, what's going to happen when you accelerate? They're going to go out. What's that going to do to your turf? What's it going to do to your resistance of the car? Now you find there's going to be more amperage to run that car. That's why toe in and camber is so important. So when you check this, you want to take a tape measure. This is easier done with 2 people, but you'll take a tape measure, you'll take a piece of chalk or a grease pencil, and you will measure the center of your tire. Center here and center there. You take a tape measure, and you go from center to center, and you take that measurement. Okay? Then at that point, you have your mark, you roll the tire 1.5 revolutions, you take that measurement again. You also take that measurement in the back. So I'm going to measure the front, let me rephrase that. I measure the front, I measure the back. I want to be, I think the book calls for 1/8 to 3/8 closer in the front than you have in the rear. If you need to make an adjustment, you make an adjustment to your tie rod ends. You loosen this jam nut, 12mm wrench, and whatever you do to one side, you need to do the other. You make your adjustments on both sides. You roll it 1.5 revolutions, and then you take the measurement again. Check behind yourself. That's how to check, and that's how to adjust your toe.